Okay, so Kwaku, when the president finally arrives at the Wa Shopping Center, he will be led by the municipal director and also the MCA and other dignitaries who also be accompanying him to be taking round all this shopping center. But before that, Kwaku, let me get in touch with the municipal chief executive who will be speaking to us to tell us specifically what when the president finally arrives at the Wa Shopping Center, he will be doing. He will also be taking us into details what brought about this Wa Shopping Center that is yet to be inspected by the president, waiting for its final completion. But before any kind of any shopping center no enya ewie epe one na o se di dwa wo nyina na komudi dwa e wa first no onye obia efa enfrim adwadefo wa ya twe obia edintie bre eso ya na o twe odi ma no ya ma shop na o twetimi akwakotem edi eye odwuma. The municipal chief executive of Wa Municipal Assembly in the Upper West region, Honorable Isaku Abeka Mesa. Honorable, thank you and welcome.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Boko dear.
Boko.
What to say?
Oh, wa Boko. Bibia kama. Ewa.
Okay, before we delve into when president comes, what will be happening actually, can you tell us what actually brought about this shopping center?
Yeah, thank you very much. You know, if you are a leader, you have to assess the economic life of your people. What do they do for a living? And then having done that background search, we realize that commerce activities are the mainstay of our people here. Then we need to create an environment for them to do effective business. And before then, this area was more like a slum. You know, the market women, they sit under, dilapidated sheds, and many of them do not even have space to occupy. Then we see that it is good for us, to get them a befitting business environment. And when this issue came up, the partnership between the World Bank and then the Ministry of Local Government came up for them to support municipalities, to lift them to the level of secondary cities. Then one municipal, we decided that if that is the case, then why not get shopping center for our people who mostly involved in trading. Then the municipal assembly approved of the plan. Then we said, okay, fine, that is what we're going to do. At least we can provide shelter for the business community within the municipality.
Okay, how difficult was it moving the traders to pave way for such a beautiful edifice sitting on our screens? Because we know, sir, most of the time, if a project of this nature is coming on board, it becomes a little bit difficult. How difficult was it moving your traders from this place?
My brother, it was extremely difficult. But it required tact, and certain approach to be able to get the people out. When you are leading as a chief executive, you have to know who your stakeholders are, the people who help you to run the municipality. So if you identify these people very well, sometimes certain decisions and actions are not very difficult. So we have to engage the landlords of this land, that is the Tindambas. We also engage the chiefs and the people, and then also other traditional authority, and then the market queens. First of all, we had the design of this place. So we sat them down and explained to them what we intend to give them. So it took us almost 6 months to 1 year before we were able to get their buy-in. So when we got that, we also assured them that nobody is going to be left out. Though we cannot provide certain, 100% coverage. Why? Because the number of people who used to cloud here trading are more than the number of shops available. But we made sure and gave them the assurance that the kind of business that we are going to do here, nobody is going to be left out, provided you are involved in this kind of business. So they listened and they agreed. And in addition to that, there is a site somewhere. So we went there and we constructed some shops over there as well. Then we gave them land. Those who can build using their own resources. So there are some who give them portions of land to build stores to befit the kind of trading they are doing. So those people already moved to the new site. Then those whose business will not permit them to trade at the new site, then they are the people you see are hanging around this area. So once the project started, so now the project is completed, those who are still hanging around here are the beneficiaries of the source available. So in fact, it has not been easy to move the people out, but finally we succeeded.
We are told there are going to be 101 shops. Does it mean we don't have more than 100 traders who will be trading at a shopping center?
In fact, right now as we speak, we have over 200 people as we speak now. But you see, this is market. There are some who will occupy the stores, and there are others who can also perch around with small tables around, so to do their businesses, you know.
Okay. Eti Kwaku Sebeno Eka say, President of the Republic Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo just arrived at a Wa shopping center. Eti, let's take a view of Mampeni Ba Waba Wa shopping center. And Sanye Jumadi Ebeko Eri Afo see a giant MC Emaneko because he, as a municipal chief executive of the municipality, will have to take the president around because this project Nakasano sits on him as an MC. Eti, we will take you through as the president continues his inspection of the Wa shopping center, which is expected to house over 200 traders in this municipality. And Senator MC Edika Ekachen, actually there are 101 shops available, but because the president of because traders are one of no endorse no ain't no, they are going to find a way to accommodate all traders and no more than said beya or muko levi obia out. So this is the arrival of the president of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, as he will be taken around this Wa shopping center. Yes, or inspecting area. We are told say in the next few months, it will finally be commissioned and open to traders who have been wanting to trade and we have done in such a way, sir. It doesn't matter the number of cars that will be around. There will still be a parking space available for every car in and outside the shopping center. Outside the shopping center, there's also a town hall where the MC will be engaging Obi Bia on person in the AM meeting, whether the traders, whether the drivers who will be loading passengers from this side to any part of the municipality, and also Obi Bia person in the ADL Kobo Bia with regard to a Juma Ecos One Biano. They don't have to travel all the way to the municipal assembly to have that meeting, but rather they'll have that meeting in that shopping center. Yeah, but that shopping town hall, no, it's just about some few percentage away from completion. As said here, or more area winner, or more enche, or so, as you can see from my shot, the president of the Republic now is being welcomed by the MCE of Wa Municipal Assembly. You're still live from a Wa shopping center where the president is expected to inspect work of progress.
Stay there for us.
At a Wa shopping center.
Just stay there for us because we'll be coming back to you. The president has arrived at the Wa shopping center to inspect progress of work. We're told this is a World Bank sponsored a facility through the Ministry of Local Government. This is a facility that can accommodate 200 traders. It has 101 shops, I should say, a security post for security for the facility. It also has a fire service unit. In the instance of a fire outbreak, this office or the fire service unit will take care of that. It also has a parking lot, a town hall facility and trading units. And as you're watching on your screens, the president has just arrived at the Wa shopping center. Akwesi Nsia will stay with us and bring us more from what the president is currently doing at the Wa shopping center. He has just arrived there. On his itinerary, the president is to inspect the progress of work at this Wa shopping center, a facility sponsored by the World Bank, which is through the Ministry of Local Government. Shortly, we'll take you back to the feed and then also hear what the president has to say at the Wa shopping center. The president and his entourage has just arrived at the Wa shopping center to inspect the facility. Let's take you there back, and watch the live pictures from the Wa shopping center where President Akufo-Addo has just arrived. He is inspecting the facility. We're told this is a facility that will accommodate 200 traders. It has 101 shops, a security post, a fire service unit. It also has a parking space, a trading unit for traders who deal in smaller wares or petty trading, I should say. It also has a town hall. So the facility has a town hall where the community can have town hall engagements there. And the president has just arrived to inspect the facility. Remember, this is a live coverage, special coverage of the president's regional tours, which began yesterday. The president is currently in the Upper West region. Later this week, he'll move to the Savannah region, where we'll be bringing you all that happens through throughout the tour. The president will be expecting Agenda 111 projects. He will also be inspecting other government projects, and then he will also be engaging traditional leaders, paying courtesy call on traditional leaders as part of his tour. So you're watching pictures of President Akufo-Addo inspecting the facility at the Wa Shopping Center. We're told this is going to be a very brief ceremony, after which he will move to Isa, where he will be inspecting the Agenda 111 hospital project there. There as well, we have our reporters on standby, and we'll be bringing you the very latest from that ceremony or that inspection as well. But right now, though, we're still at the Wa Shopping Center, where President Akufo-Addo is inspecting the facility. We'll take you back there shortly, taking our cameras in there for you to see what the president is doing, or the president is up to at the Wa Shopping Center. This live coverage on your screen is also taken live, is also being live on GTV, Adum TV, City TV, Metro TV, Wuntumi TV, Movement TV, Netu TV. We also have Wezo TV, Asasi Radio, and you're watching us live on Facebook on the Ministry of Information Facebook page. It is a production by the Ministry of Information here in Accra. So you're watching on your screen now the president being taken around the facility by managers and contractors of the facility. This is the Wa Shopping Center in the Wa municipality of the Upper West region, where the president is kicking off his day 2 visit of the region with that particular activity. After this activity, the president will take part in other activities, and we're bringing you all that you need to know, the live feed right here on this channel, which is also live on your favorite TV station and also on your radio station. You're watching us live on Facebook on the Ministry of Information Facebook page. My name is Kweku Obenja. Akwesinsia will join us shortly with more from the Wa Shopping Center, where the president is currently inspecting the progress of work there. As we watch on the screen, the president is being taken around the facility. We're spotted in your shot is the Upper West Regional Minister. We also see security officials. We see the MC for Wa, who is briefing the president on the Wa Shopping Center. The facility, which is a World Bank sponsored facility through the Ministry of Local Government, and that is on your screens right now. We're told that this is a facility that will accommodate 200 traders. It has 101 shops, a security post, a parking lot, a fire service unit. We know what happens in some of these shopping centers and markets where there have been numerous fire outbreaks, and we see how these fires destroy properties. And so it is very important that the shopping center has a fire service unit where, in the occasion of any emergency, the fire service team will take over and ensure that properties are not destroyed. We're also told that the facility has a town hall. This is a town hall which is very important in these communities. We know town folks usually will gather at these town halls and have meetings and discuss progress in their respective communities. And so the facility has a town hall. It also has a parking lot, a parking space for customers and traders at this facility. So this is a very, very big deal for the people in the Wa municipality. And as you can see on your screens, the president has arrived there and he is inspecting the facility. The facility, we're told, is through the Ministry of Local Government. This is a special coverage of the president's region. Shortly we'll bring Akwesinsia back as he gives us some more on what is happening at the Wa Shopping Center. Still, this is a special coverage of the president's regional tours. Alright, so the president has just finished his inspection, and as we can see, he is heading to his next point of action. We will bring you that shortly right here. But just to let you also know that the president will be inspecting the Agenda 111 hospital project at Isa before he moves to Kalio, where he will be commissioning the Kalio solar power project. We will be bringing you more details on that project as well. This is a project we're told is going to serve over 32,000 households. Is a 13 megawatt plant in the Nadoli Kalio district of the Upper West region. The 22.8 million euros project was executed by Elecnor SA from Spain, with Trabatel Engineering of Germany acting as the project consultant. So we will be bringing you more details on this particular project. A big deal for the people in the Upper West region, because we are told it's going to be serving over 32,000 households. Yes, this is a big deal, and that is why we're bringing all to you here. Let's go back to Akwesinsia, who is at the Wa Shopping Center, because that ceremony or that exercise is just about wrapping up. Akwesi, what can you tell us? The president just left the location. What is happening now?
Okay, Kwaku, and as the president just left, you can see the enthusiasm. Yeah, I walk around any yeah, sir, shopping center, any upper Amanfua, LT, wa, and then Potamo. This shows that the president has actually responded to the needs of the people of.
We'll bring you more on that facility. But right now, though, the president is heading to inspect the progress of work on the Agenda 111 project site, hospital project site at ISA, which is also in the Upper West region. This is part of his regional tours to that particular region. Ahmad Wilberforce-Asare is already at ISA. That's the community where the president is heading to. Even before the president gets there, Wilberforce-Asare is stationed there, and Wilberforce joins us live now. Well, we know you are preparing for the president's arrival, but what can you tell us so far from what you have observed?
All right, Kweku, indeed, we are at ISA here in the Upper West region. We are told that this is the constituency that came out of the Nadoli Kaleo constituency in 2012. And so this is a new constituency. It is currently a member of parliament for the National Democratic Congress who is the sitting MP here. But it is one of the 5 districts that is hosting 5 of the Agenda 111 projects. And so President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, is heading here to inspect the progress of work. Now, since I came here, I've been engaging with the project consultants and also the contractors. The project consultants who is responsible for this, we are told, is the Zone 5 consultants. Now, let me just briefly explain that, and that's because they are telling us that all the Agenda 111 projects have been divided into 8 zones, and the projects that are here in the Upper West region fall under Zone 5. And so, just like the Lambusie site where we visited yesterday, the ISA site is also under Zone 5. And so, the project consultant who is responsible for project Zone 5 is George Rekubrobe. And so, we'll be speaking with him later on in the course of this project. But quite frankly, Kweku, I can tell you that this is the constituency that is known as DBI. So it is the Dafiama Busia Isa constituency, and it is also the Dafiama Busia Isa district, and it is actually here in the Upper West region. What we do know is that this constituency, according to the Population and Housing Census of 2021, has a population of about 38,000 people. So the Population and Housing Census of 2021 indicates that there are 38,754 inhabitants in the Damfa constituency. So it is the Damfa Busia Isa district. And so President Akufo-Addo is coming to inspect this project. We are told that until this project came into being, there was only one small hospital in this district, and it is not sufficient to serve the people of the Damfa Busie Isa constituency. And so with the coming into being of the Agenda 111 project here in this Isa district, it will pave the way for the over 38,000 inhabitants to enjoy proper medical services. So we took a trip, we walked across to see exactly what work is being done here, and you would see from the visuals that are coming in from my other cameraman that some amount of work has been done. We are told that the foundation is almost complete, and within the next 1 month, when you come to this site, you will see the work rising up. A lot of work had to be done on this site because of the kind of soil that is here, and also some reinforcements and what have you. All those ones have been done according to the project consultants. And so effectively, beginning from now till the project timelines that have been set for it, when next we come here, you will see a lot of work being done here, and the Agenda 111 project here in ISA rising up and taking shape. Quickly, what we are told is that when the president arrives here in ISA, he will go into the main town. Where we are is about 4 minutes drive away from the main town. So we are told that President Akufo-Addo will go to the main town. He will have a brief engagement with the chiefs of the area and also the inhabitants before he comes to this site to interact with the project consultants, contractors, and also the presidential advisor on health, Dr. Insia Asare, who is already here on the site engaging with officials ahead of the president's visit. So Kweku, I can tell you that all is set for the president's visit here to the ISA site of the Agenda 111 project, one of 5 such projects in the Upper West region where President Akufo-Addo is visiting this week.
We'll get back to you immediately the president arrives. And you watching us, you have to stay with us because we have more for you. The president is on his way to ISA to inspect that Agenda 111 project at where Wilberforce Cesare just spoke to us. Of course, we'll bring you more interviews from that location. Is our continuing coverage of the president's regional tours. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll have more right here on this particular channel. My name is Kweku Obienje. Stay with us. I would like to welcome you to this very special conference organized by the Ministry of Information, and it's for our development partners on media support programs.
This program, distinguished guests, marks the beginning of a bond of friendship between our ministry and our dear development partners to discuss matters of national importance and mutual benefits. We are excited and we are proud to host this maiden meeting here at the Alisa Hotel with all of you in attendance. And we have the firm belief that this relationship will transcend generations.
Let me start by expressing my personal appreciation and the appreciation of the government of Ghana for your continued partnership in our collective efforts to build what they call a good society for our people. Despite the occasional sporadic incidents of media attacks and the complaints about media misreportage by various segments of the society, Ghana's media landscape continues to generally be the toast and envy of many globally. These challenges manifest in various ways in the work of the media. Sometimes misreportage, sometimes amplification of opinions that are based on limited data, defamation, and a feeling of media tyranny by some segments of the society. In response, some have resorted to lawsuits, public call-outs of the media, and sometimes campaigns that undermine the work that the media does. The state effort to support the Ghanaian media began several years ago, even before this administration. Successive governments have attempted to aid the media with interventions that are targeted at helping resolve some of the challenges without seeking to unduly influence the media. The task ahead of us, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as development partners, as people in the private sector and civil society, is to explore how we can now coalesce around a set of media support programs that respond to the most pressing needs of the Ghanaian media and put our concentrated best energies behind them. While the Media Capacity Enhancement Program is designed to create only a framework within which academia and the media practitioners themselves can develop and execute training programs for practicing producers, journalists, and editors to enhance their capacity to deliver on their mandate, despite our best intentions, these interventions have yielded only limited results. But indeed, they have the potential to constitute some of the most impactful interventions in supporting the Fourth Estate if we coalesce, fund, and execute together. It is in our collective interest, state, private sector, development partners, civil society, to provide this assistance in a coordinated, focused, institutionalized, and nationwide manner if we are to make the desired impact. I want to welcome you once again, and I hope that we can collaborate and grow together in this endeavor.
There may be some who may have that feeling that why is it that the Ministry of Information is leading? We at the National Media Commission has taken this position that while we will not surrender our independence, we will not shun any collaboration that at the end of the day will be functionally beneficial to the interests of journalism in this country. And so for as long as we have offers that are intended to make the Ghanaian journalists better, we will support that initiative. And that is why we are here, and to restate the fact that it is not working alone. We have been part of the processes. Yeah, but sometimes you need a phase of government to lead in the mobilization of resources. We want to appeal to every one of us that who are capable, that the support can come in different ways. But if generally you want to see the Ghanaian media functionally performing the obligations that it has to perform, then we must be willing and ready enough to support it to get to that level.
Let me summon the weight of history to quote what the famous American publisher and editor Mr. Pulitzer said about 300 years ago. Pulitzer said, journalists are educated and not born. In those days, it was common to train journalists by osmosis or on the job. So this statement attracted a negative response from his colleagues. As a result, he was pelted with all kinds of verbal stones. Now, the challenges, the complexities, the limitations and expectations of the Ghanaian media vindicate the rectitude of this statement. So we welcome this initiative to insulate journalists against attacks, and will appeal that this initiative should be backed by education of journalists on safety. It is not enough to prosecute the perpetrators of attacks against journalists. Journalists ought to be trained in safety so that they will avoid places where their safety will be compromised.
Under the coordinated mechanism for the safety of journalists, we want to support training targeted at content creation for media practitioners. We are also looking at providing a regular platform to support media introspection on subjects related to media management, corporate governance, and media business models. We want to build and install an online application system where a journalist who is aggrieved doesn't have to travel all the way to Accra to lodge a complaint. With the app, wherever you find yourself, you can lodge a complaint. We also want to prevent and quickly respond to attacks on journalists. So these are some of the expected results of both programs. We also want to be able to identify fake news and misinformation. Our intervention should be able to address some of these issues, and therefore, if they keep coming up, it tells us that our intervention is not responding, and therefore we need to adjust our intervention to respond to some of these things. We also want to be able to measure the number of specialized journalists, because we are encouraging them to specialize in the various fields. And then we want to be able to measure the number of media complaints made to NMC. These are key initiatives of government to ensure that the media is properly positioned to continue to uphold our democracy. Government therefore requires all the necessary support from stakeholders to ensure their sustainability.
The NMC has done a lot of good preparatory work, but they are limited in their ability. So government is supporting, but we believe that all other partners must be encouraged to support so that we see the success of these programs. I just thought it's important to provide this clarity.
Started pegs and umbrellas 2007. And I'm started some of the pegs and umbrellas. Okay. Brush and sun. Must lock no bank. So their bank said you manage to say a bank boy. But bank no na in the war it be at 2.8 and at 3% cry in the bank. And I must lock no 2%. Now sure must lock no our form Kakrasen bank. Not lacking so I buy or must lock no so percentage number form. One year maybe a quantum mammy. Sunny man decided said me the non bay. Oh, because na Mr. San and you may you man soon, but it takes some Ujis Kebia, Uhia. Oh, your wife say be a Wayne and percent medefa. To some particular one particular name maybe a Maslow scanner, made the first name. A pegs, but a content. Fair and Maslow must start to send me no more, but any bad. Fair bamboo pexy. Before China, market say near high. If it's a bamboo promo, if it's after this, no, my next line said, but me a factory, small factory, workers, workers by 8 and I be a crabby, I me a small factory. It's for machines, not me, my bamboo pegs, and I'm pressing me. In my next year. A walk must look on Sana, me person me. I will be a person of Benji and so call me a disaster for the bra. When so bit here, fuck, no more. The banner of the bra, with a cofabra, and find yet to say, because it's not for you don't do this for be a partisan or something. You have to hear why be so the year, Juma. Now what now also a Juma afro shit.
Part of the exercise, to see to the full administration of and rollouts of the Act, we have put up the Secretariat, which will, act as the administrative wing of, part of the whole establishment, the whole system. And in the Secretariat, we'll have a number of officers who will be overseeing and monitoring and coordinating the rollouts of and the activities of the RTI across all public sector institutions.
We've created a division at the Information Services Department to assist all ministries, departments and agencies in their implementation of the Right to Information Act. We have proceeded to recruit a first batch of assistant RTI officers who will be supporting the designated RTI officers at the various ministries, departments and agencies to process all the requests, etc. that will come in. What we are doing is opening a secretariat here at the Information Services Department, which will be providing the back-end support to the ITI officers and the assistant ITI officers at the various ministries, departments, and agencies.
On a daily basis, the government of Ghana across its various ministries and agencies is executing many projects and programs aimed at positively impacting the lives of Ghanaians. The mainstream media and the news cycle on a daily basis are, however, not designed to naturally highlight good news. Sensational negative stories, often the obscure negative story, is what the Ghanaian public is fed with daily. The government communications machinery, therefore, needs a mechanism for collating information on what the government is doing daily, prepare its own narrative for the Ghanaian people, and inject this narrative into the news cycle daily. As part of the reorganization of the Information Services Department, the Public Relations Coordination Division (PRCD) of the Information Services Department has therefore been retooled and reoriented to play a lead role in coordinating government information to enable the government outreach succeed daily. The PRCD is responsible for staffing all ministries, departments, and agencies with well-trained public relations officers, coordinating the information provided by these PROs, and assisting the Ministry of Information utilize the information to reach out daily to the Ghanaian people. In the past, many government offices did not have PROs up to the task. Where PROs existed, they only provided weekly manual reports to the Ministry of Information. Government information was therefore late and not well coordinated. Central government could not even tell on a single day the full breadth of information-related activities at its disposal with which it could ace the news cycle.
Collating the reports manually was cumbersome and time-consuming. Now we have an online reporting portal known as a Bonsu platform.
In the last 2 years, PROs have been recruited, trained, and deployed to all ministries, departments, and some agencies. Effective July 1, 2021, a new online government information coordination platform, Bonsu, has been rolled out, making it easy for central government to gather and deploy its information daily, proactively, and in response to PR attacks when need be. 1. This platform primarily allows a plotting of the government activity grid with which government communications can be planned for the week. The upcoming events column enables central government to have a clear outlook of activities across its various offices and message proactively to tell its story to the Ghanaian people.
We have upcoming events, so we have a calendar that each PRO will put that on the calendar so that we know which programs will clash with which, and then which ones have to be shelved until one is finished.
2. The platform also allows PROs and the supporting media monitoring departments of the ISD to file PR alerts the moment negative media stories are noticed.
The PR alerts is information that is either disturbing, so perhaps the information is false or it's alarming. Quickly, the PRO has to alert the office, then the office will help them with a response to it.
The target is to secure a rapid response brief from the affected ministry within the same news cycle and quickly correct the undesired impression. 3. The platform also tracks the media engagements of ministers and heads of departments and agencies. It becomes easier to track who is contributing positively and regularly to the news cycle and who's not.
These are how many times the PRO or the ministry has engaged the media on a particular subject.
4. Finally, PROs file reports and briefs with which government communicators are prepared to go out and present the government's position on media platforms.
The reports are the reports from the various ministries, things that the PROs have done or the ministry has done during that particular week or day.
The Information Services Department is in the process of setting up its newsroom, which will help convert all its information into stories that carry the government's preferred narrative to be distributed in the mainstream media.
A newsroom similar to that of the PRCD is in the process of being set up, where journalists from the newsroom will be mapped to sector heads from the PLCD, and then the journalists will in turn take the stories from the PLCD to mainstream media.
With the Bonsu platform, it has enabled us to send our reports, our engagement, everything that has to do with our ministry. It gets to the information ministry and be able to execute their job.
The Bonsu platform, in my opinion, is the best been introduced so far because it made my work easy, efficient, and fast.
The online platform, when fully utilized, will be instrumental in equipping the government's communications machinery to ace the news cycle.
Your Excellency, you are welcome to the National Information Contact Center. Our staff are at post. The Honorable Minister is here. I'd like to hand over to the Honorable Minister to welcome you once again and to take you through what is happening here. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Honorable Minister.
Yes, sir. Excellency, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us at the National Information Contact Center. The center has been running since the 1st of April. It is a single point of access, non-emergency phone center that allows the public to call in for information on government services and policies and complaints. There are about 4 major channels: voice interaction by calling 311. Then people can also send us messages, both on SMS and on WhatsApp, on 0555 311 311. There's also the social media platform, Facebook, Twitter, etc., with which we interact with the general population. And then we've got apps on the Apple Store and then on Android, which we operate. We have to recalibrate the center to focus on COVID-19 specific, working with our partners from GIFEC, Chief Executive is here, SIGAD, our technology partners, and other agencies under the Ministry of Communications. What we do now is that we provide information on COVID-19 specific. We also provide information on the imposition of restrictions and exemptions to help both the police and citizens. And then we also get feedback in particular on PPEs and other related matters that are out there. It's a 24-hour center. We have a staff of 45 drawn from your own young men and women at NAPCO and then from the Information Services Department. And the center so far, for the first 15 days of operation, we've received 12,340 calls. The calls come in various categories. Calls on the lockdown itself, helping police and citizens on the exemption issues. Then those who seek to also contribute to COVID-19 relief fund. Hospitals and health centers are also calling us. And Excellency, I'll show you some data on PPEs so that we can work with Ghana Health Service to deliver it better. Sometimes when people have challenges reaching the emergency numbers, they call us. And we have a patch through to their center, so we're able to connect for the ambulance to attend to them. People want general education on COVID-19, we give it to them, as well as a few other matters. Now we have colleagues from the Ghana Health Service. Gifty is from the Ghana Health Service. She and her colleagues run shifts, so that some of the health-related matters and emergency calls, they can respond to it. We also are connected to Jubilee House, so that donations can be connected there. And then, as I mentioned, for the ambulance and emergency, we are connected, including PPE, and then also Ministry of Social Protection for food distribution. Sometimes the calls come through. Excellency, this is just a snapshot of calls so far, 12,340 in the first 15 days, day by day. The calls usually are high during the week, and when government engages, after the President's address and our press briefings, they are high, and then they go low during the weekends, and then they go in those waves. In percentage terms, this is how it looks like. Moving forward, sir, specific to April 15th, you would find that Accra records, well, this is the cumulative data. Accra records the highest number of calls, about 8,200, followed by Ashanti region. But we're also getting a lot of interest in Central, Eastern, in Western, and in Northern. The interest have also gone up, especially when they begin recording cases. Then you see their interest also begin to go up. In percentage terms, the same data reflects. Now, on the 15th of April specifically, this is the call data: 543 from Accra, 89 from Ashanti, and the rest is distributed accordingly. If I just may move further, Yes, this is the 12340 data set. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Okay. Excellency, now this is a very interesting slide that gives us the qualitative analysis of the calls that are coming in. You'll notice that from the 1st of April coming in, issues about water and food appear a bit low, but as the days go by, we begin to notice a spike in water and food related calls, specific areas that want inquiries and then want some help. So we feed this back to Gender and Social Protection and International Security as well for them to work with it. Now on the WhatsApp bot that we have built, we have loaded a number of frequently asked questions so that people don't have to wait to get on the phone lines. They can just go online, ask the question, and then the WhatsApp platform responds. So far, about 643,000 messages that have come in, but 99% of them have gotten responses, sometimes a few challenges, so it's not 100% accurate. And then there's further nuancing. So generally, sir, this is the kind of work that we've been doing here at the call center. As I mentioned, it runs 24 hours. We're happy to have the support of GIFEG, of SIGAR, our technology partners. Mr. Kofi Asante runs the center with his team, and this is one of the shifts that we have. Supervision comes from the Ministry of Information. Our Chief Director, Director PPME are all here. We are very happy to receive you here this afternoon, sir.
Thank you very much, Minister for Information and Deputy Minister for Information, Head of GIFEC, SIGARD, representatives here present, the hard-working staff of the National Information Contact Center, and members of the press. It is really a privilege to be here, and I'm very impressed with what I have seen thus far. As you know, government runs on information, and information produces data, and then we can analyze the data and take decisions based on data. So the setting up of this center is very, very important, because government needs to hear from the people on what are the issues that concern them. Fortuitously, the center has been operational coincidental with the COVID-19 crisis, and they have quickly recalibrated this whole contact center to be able to deal with the COVID-19 crisis. As you know, it is a deadly virus, highly contagious virus that is spreading around the world, and government has to take very, very important steps to contain and hopefully eventually eliminate the spread. And so we need information. Government's attitude is to test, to trace, to treat, the 3 T's. But information is key. And the work that is being done here is collecting a lot of information that will allow government to be able to track, to be able to test, and to be able to treat people. And I think that it is a very, very key weapon that we have in the fight against COVID. Nobody should take this COVID lightly. We should all take it seriously. President akufo-addo has put in place very, very critical measures that are helping us in this fight. The restrictions, the hygiene, you know, and the social distancing, the lockdown so far, and all of that. These are all very important measures. But these measures and the grace of God has also resulted in an outcome that is reasonable for Ghana. The measures and the grace of God have resulted in an outcome that is reasonable. As at yesterday, out of 50,719 people tested, almost 99% was negative. Negative. Only about 1% is positive. That's 641. But this is because we are chasing the virus. We are not waiting, as other countries are doing, for the virus to come to them, like get sick and then go to the hospital. Ghana is doing something very different. we are chasing into the community to trace the virus, to test people and to treat them. It's a very different architecture that we are implementing in Ghana. And by the grace of God, we've been able to find through this process 641 cases. If we hadn't done this, then all these people would have been going around infecting other people. So I think the President's focus on tracing, testing, and treatment has yielded very good results. 1% of people tested have been infected. But by the grace of God, 94% of this 1% have only mild or no symptoms. We have only 2 people who are critically ill, and 8 people died who have had underlying conditions already. So God has been good to us, but we have to continue implementing all the guidance that we are doing right now. No large gatherings. We wash our hands. We don't shake hands. We continue with all the social distancing measures. And I think that I can see that everybody here is wearing a mask. I think it's a good idea because the virus is transmitted through, when you sneeze, droplets, right? When you cough, when you sneeze, when you shake hands, that's the sort of thing. So let's be very careful and mindful of this. But I am so happy with what is going on. This is just one of the things that we are doing. So much work is going on in the background. When we talk about the work the President is doing, so many different committees. We meet every day. There's simply no day because we have to review what is happening on a daily basis. So within every 24-hour cycle, we have a meeting, different groups. The President personally chairs meetings daily on this, and we have to report to him. So there is a lot going on in the background. Many people don't know it. And I'm sure many people didn't know of the existence of the National Information Contact Center. It's going to be a very, very important weapon, not only in our fight against COVID, but in our fight for development as a whole. I really want to thank the Minister for Information and his team for making sure that this has come to realization. And also to thank GIFEC and SEGAD, the technology partners, because together you have made it happen. And I think it is very, very refreshing. It is very, very refreshing. This is world-class standard. It is world-class standard. And the graphs and the interpretation of the data is very, very nice to see. And I think that we are going to benefit a lot from this particular contact center, National Information Contact Center. So we encourage everybody, if you have an issue, call 311, and then you will be attended to by these hard-working men and women here. 311, and you will be attended to. If you have an issue related to COVID, you can as well call here. The Ghana Health Service is present here. They will be able to answer some of your questions. But I would like to really thank all of you on behalf of the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, for all the good work that you're doing. We are all doing national service. So you'll continue doing the great work. Thank you very much. God bless you.
So we are sure that at least one person will have the privilege of having their call received by His Excellency the Vice President himself, who is also doing some national service this afternoon with us here.
Yes. Kaswa. And what's your name? Mary. Yes. Okay. Ano town. Eno Mary area. Okay. Yes. So how can I help you? Yes. Okay. Okay. You don't have water. This is in Kaswa, Eno Mary area. Okay. Okay. There's no water. Bojasi Road. Okay. 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 All right. Okay. We will look to dealing with this. You know who you're speaking to? Oh, okay. You're speaking to Mahmoud Baumia, the Vice President. The Vice President. Yeah, you don't believe it. Yes, that's me. I think she's confused. You need water. Okay. We will Enomeri area, right? Ano town in Kaswa. You have 2 10,000-liter tanks. Okay. You supply everybody. Okay. Enomeri will send your message to the water suppliers, and I'm sure you will see them soon. Keep care. Squatting. Assemblyman is squatting. Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah. God bless you. Thank you. You're welcome. You are blessed, huh? Thank you. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Very well. Thank you.
Yeah, Enomeri from Kaswa. Okay. The calls are recorded, and so we'll take it back, and then we'll have to. I just want the supervisor to give us a vote of thanks before you take leave of us. Kofi.
So I want to first thank the Almighty God for giving us life. And again, I want to thank His Excellency, the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, for his visionary leadership. We also want to thank His Excellency, Mahmoud Baumia, for gracing this occasion for us. And again, we want to thank the Honorable Minister, Honorable Kojo Opon-Nkrumah, for working behind the scenes to make this a reality. We also want to thank Chief Director and all other protocols observed. Thank you so much for coming. And the press, our friends to the press, we thank you so much for gracing this occasion for us. May the Almighty. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Project is work in progress. For some parts of our facilities, about 90% complete. And the President is touring the region and has decided to grace us with his presence and see what's been going on here, how far we are progressing. It's a great opportunity and for us on the ground to connect with him and actually share with him our challenges and also let him also appreciate how some of his submissions have inspired some of the things we do. AGL is a social business. We are focused on trying to stimulate socio-economic change to impact lives. Our mission is really to generate employment, sustainable employment profitably through the development of agriculture and tourism. It's our contribution towards developing Ghana into a Ghana beyond aid.
I'm Mariano, our tractor operator. We are pleased to have him here visit our farm, and it's a great opportunity to meet him. We thank him for the women empowerment, introducing more women into the agriculture.
The President is on a 3-day working visit to the Volta region. I think that the President has enormous energy. The President came from Russia not too long ago, walked straight into a 3-day cabinet retreat. It has been work. Immediately from that cabinet retreat, he has hit the road again and is here in the Volta region. But spectacular is the mammoth welcome from the people of the Volta region. And I think that we are grateful to the chiefs and people of the Volta region for the show of support and solidarity to His Excellency the President.
Also from Ketu South. Okay, I'm excited the president came himself because it's good he comes to listen to our grievances himself. With regards to the fire service office inaugurated by the president just a few minutes ago, I'm excited. It's one of the biggest one in Volta. One we actually have is at the new. This one is at the center or is at the heart of the Ketu South. With regards to the first place the office was, no, when something happens, maybe at the new token here, the car coming from that end to the other end to this side, no, it can actually reach the other side of Ketu South very fast.
My name is Azuma Lily Amalolo. I am the Assistant Senior Girls Prefect of Mauli Senior High School. The president came to my school. Actually, I'm feeling great because I saw him today. I think it's a very nice thing because he came down to see how the policy that he has implemented, which is the free senior high school, he came down to see how everything is going on the ground. The free SHS policy has helped a lot of us over here because without this, most people wouldn't be in school. They would have faced challenges of getting school fees or maybe provisions or coming to school. But because of this policy, that's opened doors for many to come to school and access education.
My name is Johnson Abulete. I'm the Deputy Minister for Volta region. Yeah, we're hosting the president, and you can see things for yourself. The response is amazing. I just want to tell the president that the Almighty God should continue guiding, protecting him, give him good life, good life and good health, so that they can execute his policies. You see, the president, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, have had a very good policies for this country, and I'm believing after the 80 years of his tenure of office, Ghanaians will be a paradise place to live.
My name is Ojawa Francis, the school prefect of Vakpo Senior High Technical. The arrival of the president is a great excitement in this school.
My name is Osei Matilda. I'm the senior girls prefect of Vakpo Senior High Technical School. Actually, the president has done so much for us by introducing the free SHS into our noble institution in this country. And it has given the opportunity for some people to be able to boast of a certificate someday. People who never had the opportunity. There were people in the house who never had such opportunity. But ever since he introduced these things, it has been a big privilege, and we really thank him so much.
And the new boys dormitory that he has commissioned has created space for the classrooms which were used for the classrooms which were used for the dormitories have now been converted to classrooms, and now we are now using the new boys dorm.
Well, he's the president of the mission. And truly he's the president of it. For those of us following him who are also implementing, it's a huge. I had to leave akufo-addo just when he left. I had to be in the office on a Sunday to do most of my office work that I hadn't done for the 4 days or 5 days and catch up with him in Volta region. But the energy of the president is bewildering at his age. Even the young ones might decide to go around in helis, and he's on the road. He's the one first to get up. He's the one to be always asking the questions. He's a driver that I cherish. He sets us on the path that if you want to do good, he will support you.
I can tell you honestly that voter regime is changing massively. Voter regime is understanding what the new patriotic party under our president Nana Akufo-Addo is doing. Voter regime is beginning to understand that politics is about development. Politics is not about propaganda. And so if you see the crowd who are following the president and cheering him up, majority of them are the youth. The youth who are not only children in the GSS and SSS, but the youth who also have the power to vote. So in these 3 days that we went from Tito all the way to Ho, to Jetwaflau, and all over the places that we have been to, you can see a massive change in the voter regime. It simply tells us that the Votarians have embraced all the projects of His Excellency the President. Most especially is the free senior high school and the numerous get fund projects that have never been seen in the history of voter regime. And also some of the roads are also being tackled. So in all, you can see that change has come to the voter regime and the people are most grateful. And what I'm seeing today is historic. Never in the history of voter regime have we even dreamt that a rail line will pass through voter regime. And today we are seeing it, that President Nana Akufo-Addo is bringing rail line to the voter regime. This is very great, and we know that by this way, voter regime is going to develop even faster. And he's not only ending it up at Pakada, the rail is going to continue all the way to Ouagadougou, implying that voter regime is going to be the place where a lot of businesses, a lot of transformation is going to take place. So today we are here to cut this short, most especially for the bridge that is going to cross the river. For me, this is Nana Addo Bridge. This is Nana Addo rail bridge that we are coming to construct. Because without the bridge, the rail cannot come. So we are here for the bridge, and I'm very happy about it.
With the if you are causing here, with the Omampaniasi send when you want dream out or buy a crew her. Abesrain Abeshe said the crew in Puntuni normal custom. Amane said the econo so at the boy. It's here the Omampaniasi send it. Or in the new young Ebetayachi. It's young canon.
Akufo-Addo has reduced the burden of parents and then for the poor and then the needy. And we are very appreciative for what he has done.
I have witnessed that in his term of office, he has started building many classrooms and many dormitories. We are all glad to see such thing he's doing for us.
And also, we have also come to realize that the free SHS is very good and it's helping us. We don't have money or understand, we are able to come to school to learn, even though we do not pay school fees. And we are very, very happy that even though we are not paying school fees, we are allowed to learn. The government is providing everything for us thanks to our excellence.
Samuel, I'm MP for Ayusiano in the Eastern region, the region where the president is visiting now. Some of us are even surprised with the strength and energy the president is having. And we thank God for giving him such an energy. He's running the 3 regions in Ghana, 3 regions for now, and he's now in the Eastern region. As a matter of fact, I'm very happy looking at the way the people are receiving him and the number of projects that even cutting saw those that is an ongoing that he's visiting. This is the first time I've seen the president going around, will not rest, travel outside, come back home, do a whole lot of things.
We have been so privileged since the president's coming. We've had so much opportunity in Kwa West. The people are believing that yes, Kwa West is kicking. Personally, yes, I've seen a whole lot of people who came with him into Araj. I saw the road minister, I saw deputy finance minister, and so we had a lot of talk. And I'm happy. For me, I'm head of the place. And once I get in touch with these people, I know that my place is going to be improved. And that's why it's memorable to me.
They have an opportunity to tell him what is going right and what is not going right so that they can deal with it. And the feedback is a part of the whole exercise, which he holds very dear.
From your broker, Erica Broker. Hey, such man, PSC, Abani, yeah, Abani, ma'am. Nana, say in so 21, Wafa and Sonum, Abba Odimu, Botaya, any about share Ghana for a coin account, any Numa, any school account in another bar. Yadana say, so about Abba, a baby, equal to a swim. You bet me a coin on another abanso. Yadana another I see.
Hello and welcome to the Ghana Awake series. In today's episode, we will be talking about how manslaughter is touching the lives of Ghanaians. Small and medium-sized enterprises have been the backbone of Ghana's socio-economic development. Through manslaughter touching lives, SMEs and startups have received funding support to transform their businesses. Some beneficiaries across the country share their testimonies on how manslaughter has impacted their businesses. Manslaughter also provides support to identifiable groups such as NAFTA, a group of fishmongers in Nungwa, whose businesses were transformed by the manslaughter touching lives agenda.
My name is Radi Bole Bilimisi. IFN Ayoshona. Balake Sani Ani Obuamena. Mwofi Kumi. Kene Kuinyawo. Mwofi Nabu Kumi. Kuni Woke Finon Wofio. Chi Bini. If it will not mean leader, it's like big baby machine. In motivate Kamonubo by income, Ibuame. government look where income maybe onya ofia na Kenya and I became the leadership president here ni NAFTA bane ni afi election me na district organizer neji nwa first teshike nwa fan 1 na theology kuku lekma sibia na Ajawo me still meji nwa district organizer ewa na kan scanning by na kan period me by correct time because no me iba low me tuntun ewo money e answer na ni if akeni answer na tema fitema e low banaka time pepe do ko ba kwe around do banake me store low excuse me to say 1,000 cedis enye if you any machine shin 1,000 bagbe ske ko yidani enye fi na kai wo ewa wo denche ewa wo interested ewa because can compare the can loans the microfinance loans can be ewa interesting wa ke period na ka ba pay no because the can microfinance can be every week na pay or she a month while gather su we never say month e obita e wo ewa e ngona wa ke menanya ebie because many water work government e menanya ba na wa ebie o ba kenye ni many work onye mfa wole ake government e ba no ake wolusan lo e ontumi wa ini tumo no tuo o ke skaku ni soto mo bini imami me e kenye ni mene boni ekulanye ba hawo skane ni won papo eku akenya baba ni ba hawo eku government ba ana ba hawo eku wonderless wa ake isusu lo yae ni eba ha meshka ake ameke support amenu tumo ewo wonderless okanu majole wa maslo oyira don agbo
me atwuma wodi pato ye soya beans oil soya cake poultry feed ene adwonwo ene kube anwa me ha ase de ache infie me fa se bese isha ase pa de bese 15 years me started ye na ma me na ye ka bi ko fa ne sirem bi aboto bese 50 bucks 100 bucks 20 bucks eti kakra na etire meji bosia ewo nwa bia jawura na bia kakra mouse lock de metini ka chepa that am na o mampani ku fo mrem na me ya minya kakra bi menya kese etire na abanse sa baaye no NDC for baaye eti me ko ho me twro koi me ko ba bia na o mu ma no me koye ya menye ewo ahojo eti na nabro eba pawe e na me se awurade me do ase papa ya wa benku ade wenye politics asem me ye ma 7 na me chire mu eti me ko ho me ni me ku ti e ko twro bai ye ba me twro ne kese pa efi se me ni abede e be se me tire adwumani na ye kese mudis kan ma me no ma ya adwonwo no ma to machine mienu enti me ya adwen me ni amede bososo ka ho amiensa me ya nwo so machine nde mo bedu enya mai me twro no kura ba ko me twro fi se abai no se ye ntire ye twuma ntime so me be ti wo so wo de mame twro 3.5 billion me de ti de na meka ti na me ye magwene se ye bumienu kura ma mfa kura me pe ampa e chemienu eno ma me 1.5 billion ma sit down mienu matirem ne eye ye ne wo hadada na asa na megiska no asa ye foforo e wo nche ma ye mienu ba bia me bo adwe no ya me ye adwe me ya adwe wo sese nso aka ho enna makofa soya no ensu bebre esu siremu a me tweba kakra interesting be mo de ne wo fom kra e wo fom kra me nim se ka yenya no bi ntemu a ke bia ya ye kra chesi afoforo a ye hwe me wo bia pe bibi nsina ni so na won kɔ wan de ene makakra bi na woton a na se wo fi se wo ho wo twa wani ba bia ntwa kɔ e wo foli krom anwaga janse police station ni nche wa me madaleshi wo bia nkope binye na papa no wo biem so wo bia me pe
me patro me di nana amecha me wo central market me ton face yes a ton sa wan so e ka ho nana dey nana akufo-addo ama asante ma yate de ye da yate ne se nana adwene kumasi dwomfo ma ho se enne obama yesika e me ye de aso ye nwuma so enti enne ye ne amuhu ye ha nyina free central market nana aboye ndetire detire wodi boy ye ni aso yiye sanse no so baboa eye kakra bi kura beboa a support ye adwuma na me adwuma na tumpom enti de ye ka kye na akufo-addo ne se asante ma ye doni bebre sama slop no idie efiri kwa me nkoma pen so besi na ye hunu bi da e ka na akufo-addo e na amakumasi dwomfo ma ye nsa aka maslop enye na akufo-addo anka ye hunu bi da metime di ato na madaka me nsa aka madwuma ne ho ama madwuma no so atumpon ebe firi de na tie mu akọ nanim enti we ye ni so papa ya no ma mo hwe ye enye sika kakra ka na ye de ye adwuma ni nyina ni se de nipa no sitie ketua bi na akbeso ma mo ani nkọ ho na mo ani nku adwuma na awo ye no ho na no ketua e na ye kase firi ketua mu na akọ kase enti de na na de ama ye so mu ye na enyi na awo na aso aba bebre asante ma ye do ne ma ne broso said ye tie bia 2020 ye ni yenkuku ni yenkaka nyinara ye beto aba na mana na akufo-addo sanse de akufo-addo aye ni ye ni so na bro ye nso ene nana ye bo wudin aye sorry sanse wa ma asante man kumasi dwomfo ma ene wa me yate de enti ya da wase bebre amen.
Way back 2003 I was not having a capital there this time. I was working somewhere, and along the line, the small that I make, any little thing that I make, then I come and put it in. That's what I was told. You know, in some of this business that you do, basically you need funds. It's capital intensive. You are looking for cost of maintenance, cost of injections, your fee, cost of water, labor, and all those things. So automatically, we need financial assistance from other institutions, other financial institutions. And of course, we need those ones that the interest rate is a bit lower. Looking at the facility that Maslow has, it has helped us so much as compared to other financial institutions. Their rate is very good, especially for we the farmers. And the rate is very good, and we thank them first for coming into our aid and assisting us. If we had gotten assistance like that for over the years, this farm should have been almost 5 times less. But because financial assistance was our challenges and all those things, since the Maslow loan came, we've been able to procure our feed easily. And we are able to reduce our cost in the sense that when you are holding the money and you go to the market, you determine the price. Where the price is lower, you are able to buy. But when you don't have the money and you are on credit basis, the supplier tells you how much he's selling and you have no option. In fact, to be honest with you, before I even joined, I came to Maslow to apply for the loan, I was owing my supplier about 8,000. And so, based on that, he was actually giving me at a higher price. Now when I got the money, I determine the price. When I go, I tell them, oh, this means I'll pay this. This thing, I'll pay this. And because I'm holding money, he wouldn't let me take the money to someone else. And so he will give it to you. So it helps us when we have the money at hand also to minimize costs. They want to appeal to the President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa, that More people need the support, and we know all these funds always come from the government. So we want to appeal that if the government can release more funds to Muslims, so that even some of us that we want to do this expansion project, we can also have access to them. We have a lot of youth. Where I have my farm at Gumwa Ishim, we have a lot of youth who have finished school, staying in the house, which if they get an assistant to build cages and then give them a little seed to start this big farm, they will be able to run their life without going to depend on the government to create jobs for them. We are university graduates, but the pig farm is giving us more than going to sit in somebody's office to work for.
Hello and welcome to the continuation of our special coverage of the President's Regional Tours, a production by the Ministry of Information here in Accra, as we take you live to the President's tour of the Upper West and Savannah regions. Well, the President yesterday began his official visit of the Upper West region. It's a 2-day visit, and he has began day 2 of that visit today. Earlier this morning, we took you to the WA Shopping Center where the President inspected progress of work at that facility. It is a World Bank facility, which is a sponsored facility, which is through the Ministry of Local Government. The President has arrived in Isa, the community where he'll be inspecting the Agenda 111 project there. Even before he does that inspection, he's being hosted to a Durbar by the chiefs and people of Isa. And as you can see on your screen right now, the President is attending that. Facebook. You're watching us on the Ministry of Information Facebook page. As I did indicate, the President will be moving shortly from that Durban grounds to the Agenda 111 Hospital project site at ISA. And our man, Wilberforce Asare, is stationed at the project site, the Agenda 111 Hospital project site. He joins us now live from the project site with the very latest, even as we wait for the President to arrive at that location. Wilberforce, thank you very much for joining us. So earlier on, you were giving us a brief about what this project is all about, what is happening now, even as we wait for the President to arrive.
All right, Kweku. So we are here at the Damfa Busie Issa constituency, where President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, is scheduled to make a quick stop to view for himself the ongoing construction of the 60-bed Agenda 111 project here in the Dafiama Busie Issa district. Earlier on, when we did come to gauge the mood here, I did tell you that all is set. All the officials who matter are here in gathered, waiting for the President to arrive and to be briefed on the project and also get a first-hand feel of how this particular Agenda 111 project is going in the Issa district. I have been thankfully joined by the District Health Director here in the Issa district, Madam Genevieve Yarepare. She's here with me. And then also Ibrahim Issa is the resident doctor here in the Issa district. I'm going to engage them quickly before I speak to the project consultants and also Dr. Isia Sare, who is currently on the ground here waiting for the President to arrive. Very good morning to you, Madam Genevieve.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for joining us on this production, and a very good morning to you, Dr. Issa.
Good morning.
Indeed. So I'm going to start with Genevieve. They say ladies first, so let me start with the lady. Please bring us up to speed. What is the state of healthcare here in the Issa district?
The Dafiama Busie Issa district is one of the 11 districts in the Upper West region. The Dafiama Busie Issa district has a total of 29 facilities. We have the polyclinic. It is a health center and recently being upgraded.
Aman Wilberforce will join us shortly with that particular interview, but you're seeing pictures live from the Issa Agenda 111 project, hospital project site, where President Akufo-Addo is expected to arrive there to inspect ongoing the inspection of the Agenda 111 project in the Dafiama Busie Issa constituency will take place. As I did indicate, the seat is located within the Dafiama Busie Issa district of the Upper West region. Just as Wilberforce informed us earlier, the current member of parliament for the area is an NDC MP who is Sebastian. It's in the western. Its western neighbor is Nadoli Kalio district. Don't forget that is the district the president will be moving to commission that. So Wilberforce is back.
Along the line, we had a little bit of a challenge with the sound, but Kweku, I believe that our sound is pretty better now. Indeed. All right. So I'll come back to Madame Genevieve and for her to give us a rundown of some of the issues that she was talking about. She started telling us about the state of health here in the Issa district and also other details. So if you may continue from the details you were giving us.
Yeah, so the Dafiama Busie Issa district, as I said earlier on, has one polyclinic, 4 health centers, and 27 CHIPS zones.
And 20 out of these CHIM zones have compounds where nurses stay or health staff stay to provide both curative and preventive services. And as mentioned, whenever there are cases that are beyond the CHIPS compound, they refer to the health centers or the polyclinic. When services or special client that needs specialist services cannot be managed at the polyclinic level, then we have to refer to the regional hospital or the Nodoli Kaleu District Hospital. And sometimes these referrals sometimes affect our maternal and child health services and other specialist services. So the 111 being planned for this district is in the right direction, because when it's completed, we will have doctors, we also have specialists that will be able to manage these cases that cannot be managed at this level, and they will improve on our health outcomes.
Indeed, indeed. So that's Madame Genevieve, and she is the District Health Director here in the Issa District. Let me come to Dr. Issa. Your name Issa, and we are in Issa. So interesting. You are an indigene of this locality. I should think so.
No.
Okay, so where are you from?
I'm from Wa.
You are from Wa. Okay, so not from Issa, but from Wa. Okay, indeed. So from the practice point of view, you have been practicing medicine here, administering health care to the people of Issa. From your point of view, what would you say is the state of health service here in the Issa district?
I think the extent of practice in terms of around here is very limited, both in terms of personnel and then logistics. Like my director rightly said, we serve as the main referral point within the district. Again, because it was just a health center and then we managed to upgrade it to a polyclinic, it means that we lack a lot of equipment and then personnel, human resource personnel as well to support. So it's quite challenging, because sometimes you have the skills to put in certain interventions, but due to lack of equipment, you are forced to refer. At the end of the day, it affects our performance as a district and as a facility. Yeah.
Okay, so from what you are telling me, the coming into being of this project and as the Agenda 111 project, which is at the initial stages of construction, to what end do you think it's going to influence practice here in Issa District?
Yes, I think its importance will be tremendous. You can't possibly quantify, because then it brings a lot of relief to the indigents, and then it makes the work a bit easier and enjoyable for the health personnel around here too. Because as I'm told, it comes with fully installed equipment such as theater services and other services. So it means things that we previously used to refer to, cases that we used to refer to the regional hospital in Wa, with the coming to being of the hospital, certain key health personnel, doctors and then others alike, and then it means that we will to render all these services to the people, and then it will help improve the quality of healthcare in the district.
Indeed. All right. Okay, good. Dr. Issa is essentially telling us that the Agenda 111 project here in the Issa district, once it comes into being, has the potential to stop referrals from here in Issa all the way to Wa, where we came from this morning. It's about nearly an hour's drive from here to Issa. So that tells you that when a referral has to be done, the person has to travel nearly an hour, and part of the road not too good. Now, when this hospital comes into being, potentially those referrals will stop and people will receive direct health care here in the Issa district. Let me come back to Madame Genevieve and to ask you that from what you have seen, what would you say are the major health challenges that people in this area report to your hospital with?
Currently in our setup, we have maternal and perinatal deaths within the catchment area because of access to specialist services. We also have challenges with critical staff manning the various facilities that we are running in this district. In addition to that, transport is a challenge, and the basic equipment that we need to provide services. One of the issues, as mentioned earlier on, is the specialist services, where because of the demarcation of the district, sometimes the referral to the next facility is delayed, and what we need is more facilities like the Agenda 111, if it's completed, to support with referral issues, which actually have a lot of effect on our mothers and children's health. Also, we have also observed that within our catchment area, when it comes to location of the CHIPS compound and the access routes to some of the communities, is one of the areas that have improved but still needs a lot, because we have 5 communities that are hard to reach, and these also need to access services, and sometimes they have to struggle to reach the polyclinic and still have to continue to the Upper West Regional Hospital for services. So if the Agenda 111 is completed, then the distance will be reduced for such our people who are coming from far away, especially how to reach communities. So we'll be grateful if this beautiful plan that has been put here is completed, to at least for people to benefit and for us to also reduce perinatal deaths in our catchment area.
Okay, so Madam Genevieve, talking about the fact that this project is essential and all that. So, Doc, you know, the population and housing census 2021 indicated that there are about 38,754 people in ISA alone. From where you sit as the practicing doctor, what's a typical day like in your hospital? How many people are you having to attend to on a given day?
On an average, you see between 1,500 people a day at the OPD. And that's aside the maternity and then the inpatient care, inpatients. So yeah, so on average between 50 to 100. And then sometimes, again, like I said, because of the lack of personnel, sometimes it's very difficult to expedite the services to these people, because sometimes you have to first of all review inpatients, come back to the OPD, and then deal with other activities, workshops, meetings alike. So sometimes it hampers the quality in care, because then a lot of the times either you are trying to rush one or two things, or you really don't have the patience to go into certain issues the patient will come with.
So the current hospital where you serve, what's the name again, if you could just tell us?
It's a polyclinic.
It's a polyclinic.
Yes.
What's the name?
Isa Polyclinic.
Okay. The Isa Polyclinic. Okay. So Dr. Isa working in Isa and working in the Isa Polyclinic. So how many beds is there? Are there beds in that particular polyclinic?
Yes, we have about 30 beds.
30 beds. Okay, so what it means is that if Agenda 111 is completed, we are going to have 90 beds, because this is a city bed facility and all that. All right, I'm sure that as we exit this interview, I'm very sure that if I brought the project consultants here, you will have a specific word for them. What would be your word, Madam Genevieve, for the project consultants and contractors here, to them, your word directly to them as far as this project is concerned?
That they should complete this early for us to use it to improve access in the Dafiama-Busie Isa district.
How early do you want it? Tomorrow?
Today.
All right. Madam Genevieve wants this project completed today. I was thinking about tomorrow, but she says today. Doc, how about you? Yesterday?
Yesterday.
So, Doc says that he wants the project to be completed yesterday. All right, so I've been speaking to Dr. Isa. He's a resident doctor here at the Isa Polyclinic in the Isa district. And then Madam Genevieve Yiripari is the District Health Director. Thank you very much for speaking with us. As I exit with you, we will come back now and speak with the project consultant and then also the Presidential Advisor on Health, Dr. Insiasari. They are going to be giving us some updates as far as this particular project is concerned, as we await the arrival of the President of the Republic, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who I can tell you is already in East where he's meeting with the chiefs and elders in Issa, together with the community Eba, being held in his honor. As soon as he finishes, it's just about 3 minutes drive from the Deba grounds to the facility where we are, and President Akufo-Addo will be here. He will be briefed by the project consultants and also by other officials who are herein gathered. So thank you very much, Madam Genevieve. Thank you very much, Dr. Issa, for engaging with me. I'm going to receive Dr. Insia Asare and also the project consultant, Mr. George Rekubrobe, I should say. So as they walk to me, let me tell you that we're bringing you this live coverage from the grounds here at the Issa district, where one of 5 Agenda 111 projects, which is taking place here in the Upper West region, is being constructed. From behind me, you can see the project ongoing. There are people who are working, all of them in the requisite clothing with their hats and all that, protective gear, to ensure that casualties are minimized. I've been joined by Dr. Insia Asare. Dr. Insia Asare, Presidential Advisor on Health. I will also be joining Zone 5 Project Coordinator. Now, Zone 5, because here, as far as the Agenda 111 projects are concerned, the project consultant telling us that they've zoned all the 111 projects into 8 different zones. Mr. George Rekubrobe here is the one in charge of Zone 5. And Zone 5 consists of the projects that are under, or the projects that are taking place, being constructed in the Wa region, the Upper West region, I should say. So thank you very much, Mr. Rekubrobe, for joining us.
Thank you.
And then also Dr. Insia Asare, thank you for joining us.
Thank you and good morning.
All right. So yesterday we had a conversation with this same gentleman at the Lambusie site of Agenda 111, that up north, the upper part of the upper. Now we are more so perhaps in the middle belt of the Upper West region. Mr. Rekubrobe, tell us, what is the state of affairs here as far as the Agenda 111 project is concerned?
Well, currently the contractor is at the substructure level. They've done some isolated columns and the ground beams, and they are yet to do the filling. So we're looking to say they are about 12% construction phase.
So about 12% complete. That means that about 88% to go.
Yes, they have some challenges with regards to procurement of materials, like the chippings. And of the volume of contractors that want the same product, they are restricted with regard to the amount of purchases that they can make. So sometimes they are restricted to buy just a 1 trip or 2 trips at a time. I think the recommendation is that they should come together and procure those materials in bulk on site, so that it can help them speed up the progress.
So that would mean that thinking about the contractors who are doing the work for your zone, that is Zone 5.
I'm talking about contractors for this particular site, the Issa site, yes.
When you talk about the fact that you think they would have to come together and buy their products in bulk,
yes.
Who and who are coming together? That's what I want to establish.
Well, there are 3 contractors on this particular project. I think it's Rama, there's Monjori, and then there's a third one, I've forgotten the name. Yes, so are the 3 contractors supposedly on this project.
Okay, so you are suggesting that the 3 contractors who are working on just this project should join forces and buy their materials. It will help speed up the process. Exactly. Indeed. All right, I'm going to come back to you. Stay with me. Let me come to Dr. Ahead of President Akufo-Addo's visit, you are his advisor when it comes to issues of that. Means that this Agenda 111 project, you are very much involved in the putting together of the vision and all that. Tell us what you have seen here today ahead of the president coming. Are you impressed? Do you think that wants to be speeded? We need to speed up a little bit. What are your first-hand impressions?
I'm slightly disappointed of the amount of work done here. When I came here, we have spoken to all the contractors and we've asked them to speed up. This Agenda 111 project has timelines to finish it as quickly as possible And as the president said, he wants to commission them before he leaves power on the 6th of January 2025. I believe that they can at least hasten up a bit. Consultants said if it is materials, they should all get together, get the material in bulk, and bring to site. This is a project where I have at least given 10% mobilization to all the contractors who are started. And I believe that they should use those mobilizations to get enough material and then work very fast. If you look at this place, it's not like that where we have hilly areas where they have to cut and fill and all flat land. So they should have gone faster than what we have seen here.
Okay.
Despite what their constraints, I don't believe that the constraints should be a factor for them to do only, how many? Is it 12%? They should be more up to 10% by now. Because they started in January, 5 months is gone, and every contractor has, some of them have 8 months to go. Total construction period, the main contractor has about 15 months. And if 8 months is gone and we have of the job, then it's a bit worrying. That's why we are here. I'm happy that the president is going to ginger them up. It's going to put a lot of pressure on them that project.
Okay, so Dr. Isiasare, not missing words, indicating not too excited about the progress of work here, but he's also assured that once the come in here, it is likely to affect the output going forward. But let me stay with you, Dr. Isiasare. From where you sit, responsibility on you and also on government to whip up the process. What will be the strategy that you think you would adopt to whip up, particularly for the local contractors who are working here, the indigenous Ghanaian contractors? What is the strategy to whip up their work so that their output will be comparable to what we are hearing in relation to the contractors who are not so indigenous, who are perhaps out of the Ghanaian space?
Yeah, what you are doing is that we already, after we visited the 3 northern region, Upper and Northeast region, last week, Wednesday and Thursday, we met the consultants. We met all consultants, the representatives of all the 8 consultants, and we told them what we saw. We went to the 3 regions and what we've been seeing in the that they've been giving to us. And we didn't mince words, that we will not shy away from cancelling or terminating any contract which is not going very well. Luckily, most of the sites, they are about 2 more than 1. Some of them have 3, has 4 contractors. At some sites, some are going faster while the others are dragging them behind. So it is very easy that ask the other people who are there to continue doing the job for us and finish as quickly as possible. What we're going to do when we go back to Accra on Thursday, next week or next 2 weeks, we are going to call all the contractors who are not doing well, with the consultants. The 2 of them will sit down with us for about 3 or 4 days, and then we find out what the issues are and solve the issues, and also admonish those who are not doing well, and then ask them. The next thing that we are doing is that the consultants have written to us. Those who are, a few of them who are not, and letters have gone to them. There's a letter, they normally contract write about 2 or 3 letters. Some of them have gotten about 2, 3 letters. So we are not, if somebody is not pulling the weight. We believe that this is a way trying to make our local contractors also come. But sometimes you see this, and if you look at sites that we go to, the caliber and also the people who are on site, we encourage them, and the consultants are doing very well to encourage them to employ Ghanaians, Ghanaian architects, Ghanaian quantity surveyors, Ghanaian engineers. They are all in the place, and there are a lot of people who are looking for jobs to do. So I believe the people who do the job. I believe that if you put the money where the money is supposed to be, job can be done and be done in a record time, and that's what we are going to do. We are going to crack, and those who have to be whipped, we whip them into life to finish this construction as possible. We gave ourselves, this construction site should not last for more than 18 months, maximum 15, maximum 18 months, depending upon the the squawk. And I believe that if you start the contract about 8 months ago, you have only 10 months to finish. And there is no way that they shouldn't finish work. What I understand is that the most difficult work is the substructure. Structure is done, the pillars comes up, you can put the beam and then put the roofing. Then during rainy season, when the roof is on top. That's the advice you have given to the consultants. That also will give to them on the site that this is what they should do.
Okay, so Dr. Isiasa, from where he sits on government circles, they are going to crack the whip. If you may turn and face it, from the project consulting point of view, what are you going to do in some efforts to crack the whip so that your contractors who are working under you get on the job and get it done, particularly the local contractors?
Yes, like we had a meeting with the HIG consortium, and they told us, that we're not happy with the current performance of the contractors. We've also had separate meetings with the contractors, and in a few instances we realized that the requisite personnel, the qualified requisite personnel that are on the project, them to give us updated CVs of their current workers on site, so we make sure that all those people who are on field are qualified to execute the work. And we've also discussed with them things they should put in place for the works to speed up. Like I just earlier, conversation about procurement of materials, and we hope that this should, help speed up. Of course, we've also cautioned them that we wouldn't hesitate to write termination letters. It's important if it's critical. So these are some we would help set them up, and like Doc was saying, we wanted to encourage contractors, so that's why we've engaged local with regards to this Agenda 1.1 phase. And so we're hoping that with this measures place, both the one that Doc has mentioned and the one that is coming from our end, we get the project in full flight.
Okay, so Kweku, Doctor in with me, and so is Mr. Charles Kweku will also stay with me. But George, I'm sorry about that. Now, if you're just watching us, this is the Ministry of Information production with a live coverage of President Akufo-Addo's tour of the Upper West region. Today, Addo has made a stopover at the Wa Shopping Center, where he inspected the ongoing process. He is currently in the Isa district, where he is being held with the Deba of the chiefs and elders of the Isa district. After that, and his entourage will drive here to the Isa site of the agenda, where he's going to be briefed on progress of work and also successes that are going to unfold after his visit today, to ensure that this completed within the timelines. We've been speaking with Dr. Isiasa. He's been telling us that he is not too excited about the progress of work here on this. He believes that with the president's visit, it will whip up interest so that we'll get to work and complete the process. Dr. Isiasa again tells us that this office is going to be organizing a meeting between them and the project consultants together with the contractors going forward, to ensure that particularly local contractors who are involved in this, when we say local contractors, we're talking about indigenous Ghanaian contractors, after receiving their 10% mobilization fees more effectively than this, so that Agenda 111 can be 111 of such projects taking place in our country. And to Dr. Isiasa, because beyond this particular one that he has clear on, before we came here, you showed me some pictures of some that, in your view, are doing very well. If you could just give us a brief of these projects, where they are, and what the other contractors can learn from other persons whose projects appear to be doing better than theirs.
In the Upper East region, if you go to Garu, you go to Binduri, a lot of the work going on there is fantastic. And go to where we went yesterday at Lambusi, and we have also been receiving pictures from other zones. Work is going on. Some of them have reached lintel level. Some of them are even about to roof. Now, not what we are seeing here today, that is mainly the substructure is not even finished. By now, the substructure should have been finished, the pillar up, and then even some of them have reached lintel level. That's what we want to see. To add quickly, there are some of the local contractors who have also gone very high. If you go to Biro, they are foreign contractors. Even areas where they started work, as late as see the amount of work that they've done, where we met the consultants last week, Wednesday, it's fantastic. And that's the way that we have to go. The press wisdom wants the local content to be deepened. And I believe that if the local listening to me today, we'll be going around, even after the president has finished, we'll be going around of the consultants regularly to make sure that we whip everybody. As the consultants said, if we are not doing very well, we will not share away letter and give it to the other people. As I speak now, over 220 collected their mobilization, 10% mobilization. So any contractor who has mobilization, if he's not on site, it means he's not interested in the work. Period. Right. You should also have gone further than what you are doing. So I want the contractors today that those who have maybe received some warning letters and all this to the site, those who have not received and they are doing well, they should continue in there. But we are not going to sit down until this project is completed.
Okay, so when it comes to finances, beyond the 10% mobilization, is there a specific or a certain kind of model you work with to provide these contractors with the that they need for purposes of executing these projects?
You see, in construction, you're giving 10% mobilization, you work over and above the 10%, you interim payment certificate, and then you are paid. I think we have paid another interim payment certificate, those who are doing very well. If you bring it, consultants look at it, it goes of the job that's a hospital infrastructure group, comes to the office of and then you'll be giving your money. So far, anybody who has presented a certificate, as we speak, paid. So we believe work, and once you work very fast, and then you bring your certificate for you to continue. And some of them are doing very well, fantastically well. Some people even score their mobilization, and after the mobilization, they push it into the work, and the work.
So is that essentially, Dr. Siastar is saying, if I get him right, that determines your inputs. So when you put out, then you receive the EF to be able to continue with the work. Okay, so Mr. Consultant, when the president arrives, essentially, are you going to tell him? I've seen that you've erected the project. Is it designs and architectural impressions? What are you going to be telling when he's here?
Well, I'm going to inform the president that the performance currently is not as expected. Had consultations with the constructors, and that they're going to increase the working, increase the labor strength on site, and hopefully, where necessary, and we'll get the project up and doing within the next.
Indeed. Thank you very much, George Reku Brobe. He's a project consultant for Agenda 111 group of hospitals that are being built. And then Dr. Isiasare is the presidential advisor on health. We are all here on grounds where the Agenda 111 project is being constructed. You can see behind me, maybe let's pave the way so that people can see behind us. This is the project site. Earlier on, when I took a trip, I saw that the project contractor has demarcated all the specific places, all the various buildings that are going to be, in terms of the maternity ward, in terms of the lab of outpatients department, and what have you. All those demarcations are on the ground. You see that the work is ongoing. However, there is so that it is delayed, particularly here, but the officials involved in the process excited about the president's visit, and they are anticipating that after, and with the brief they are going to give the president, together with the presidents of the presidential advisor, going forward in the next few months, there's going to be a lot of equipping the people involved in the construction of Agenda 111 projects to ensure that the timelines that they have by those who are fronting this project or promoting the president himself all the way to all officers in his office as far as health issues. They will equip these contractors into line to ensure the project is delivered. Dr. Nsiasare tells me that President Akufo-Addo wants to finish these projects within of his presidency, which is left with about commission them. Okay, which is left with about 2 years and a few months. Are we sure that this will be achieved?
Very certain that it will be achieved. You see, if you look at the work left, it's not any different. It's not a story building. It's a one-story building. The substructure is done. All what is done is the pillars will be raised, roofed, demarcate, and the equipment will also come in. Equipment is going to be a dinner. And the personnel to work in have also been so that we start employing the people, giving them financial clearance. You see, but one to tell you, coming here, if you look at the essence and the vision of the president, Agenda 111 is being done, you see that at this area, more than the most important thing to be done here. There's one doctor who is working at the health center, and I'm very happy when I man at this area working here. So we have to put
Dr. Issa, yes.
So we have to put up this hospital. Let Dr. Issa and other doctors, the regional area, put in the personnel here, so that we reduce the number of referrals from here to regional hospital. That's the essence. It's the first referral center district for the DBI district. So once it's done, then we are then moving forward as a country, because what it means is that we who are very near health should come near to the people are. That's exactly what we are trying to do. And to me, this is what the president, and this is the most important thing the president has done for this nation after.
Indeed, Dr. Nsiasare is the presidential advisor on health. President of the Republic, Nana Akufo-Addo, has arrived here at a facility where he is going to be inspecting the project. His vehicle is just pulling over to the officials have gathered. His ADC has just gotten out of the vehicle, will open his door, and President Akufo-Addo will step out, and then will subsequently proceed from here to Kalio, where President Akufo-Addo will be commissioning the Kalio solar. And so President of the Republic, Nana Akufo-Addo, is out of his travel, and he is exchanging pleasantries with the project officers, and will subsequently be briefed by the project yes, President Akufo-Addo has finished exchanging the pleasantries, and his officials will now brief him project activity. Yes, so President Nana Akufo-Addo is currently being briefed on the project, being given first-hand information as far as the district hospital, which is the Agenda 111 hospital, is called. I will go a little closer. So, okay, all right. So let me be there to engage the process. But President Akufo-Addo is the project consultant, is currently speaking to him and giving those of this particular project. Earlier on, when we spoke to the project consultant, to the presidential advisor, Dr. Nsiasare, they have is that this project is a little behind schedule. Indicate to us that the contractors here need to be equipped so that they can do more work beyond what they are doing. This particular site, work began in February of this year, and so March, April, May, June, July, August, that is 7 months into this project, and the officials, this project should have gone beyond the level that it is right now. They are saying that now that the president has come here, it is for those who are contractors, 3 contractors who are working on this side. Stage of the president's visit, shore up their activity to ensure that when it has an opportunity to come here to the Easter site, they're able to confirm that work has been done properly. So in your short, is President Akufo-Addo being briefed about this particular project, together with his traveling officials. All the officials from the presidency he works with are here, making sure that he gets a good briefing. And so the project consultant, Mr. George Rekubrobe, is briefing the president about this project and to ensure that he gives him first-hand information. This is a live broadcast of President Akufo-Addo's tour of the Upper West. He has been to the town center here in East, where he engaged with the chiefs and elders, and then he has proceeded to the Agenda 1-1 grounds here at the Easter district, where he's been given a briefing about the project, which we are told is about 12 complete. The officials are telling us that from the start time of this project to date, percent or 11% is a little low. They are hoping that with the president's visit, it will beef up the process, particularly with the 3 contractors working on this site, so that they can do a bit more work. Timelines for most of the Agenda 111 project is 18 months. From all intentions, this particular site, the contractor has 10 months to complete the process, and he is yet to finish with his foundation. We are told that that foundation is almost complete, which is the most important part of the work. You get your subs completed, then lifting the building big part. Yesterday, when we went to Lambustier, we gathered that in Lambustier is completed. And so it is now left with raising to its lengthened level so that they can be roofed. Hopefully, with President Akufo-Addo's sites, having chosen these 2 sites in this region, which has 5 Agenda 1 sites, it will become the underlying current, beef up the efforts of the contractors so that they can do this work. President of the Republic, Nana Akufo-Addo, is in your short. He's been giving a briefing of the Agenda 111 project is here at the Easter constituency. The project consultants, together presidential advisor on health, Dr. Nsiasai, when they were speaking with us earlier, that they are not going to be holding brief for any contracts that go according to the strict timelines associated with the Agenda 111. If that it would not be beneficial to the state nor beneficial to the districts where these projects are being done, for any contractor to be shielded, to be shielded by the state. If you are not doing your work well, you'll be called out, you'll be instructed to do better. If you are not doing as better as, then they will be forced to crack the whip by taking the project from you and giving it to another person who is ready to timelines that has been set by the state. So this is extremely clear. It's extremely important that the contractors who are engaged in construction of Agenda 111 projects take heed to the caution that has been issued by the presidential advisor and also by the Zone 5 consultant who is in charge of all the projects that are taking place in the Upper West region as far as Agenda 111 is concerned. And so President Akufo-Addo is the briefing is detailed, I'm being told, from the council. The president himself is concerned about the current state of it, and so he is asking questions and making sure that he can get answers the project status. I've been joined by midwife. Yes, please tell us your name.
I'm Grace Yendo, the midwife in the College.
Okay, so your name again?
Grace Yendo.
Okay, so Grace, Auntie Grace, you have been here since we started. I've spotted you. I'm told that one of the issues that you deal with a lot here in your 30-bed polyclinic are the issues to do with maternal health issues.
Please. Okay. We have issues with maternal health issues as well as pills.
Okay. So now that this agenda kick-started, to what extent do you think the project, once completed, work you do here in the Eastern District?
I think people here greatly, in the sense that the polyclinic are the main referral center for the whole district, with only one and no anesthetists at the moment. We have a theater, but the unavailability of the anesthetists. We don't do that cesarean session for our mothers. We mostly refer them, and the referrals with the private road network is an issue. Ambulance services, when you are referring, finance as how they are going to be referred, they are all issues. So if this, I believe it will go a long way to help us in our service delivery as maternal and child health issues are concerned. The theater will be operating, coming here, more logistics will be given, and I believe that maybe acts like gynecologists and obstetricians with pediatricians, they will all be available, and I mean it will improve the health of the people greatly.
Indeed, I'll be speaking to Madam Grace. Madam Grace is the midwife here at the East, the only hospital in this particular district. So you are looking for a Gender 111 project. Are you in consultation with? Are you in constant consultation with the people who are the? I know that the district health director will by all means be involved in the process. From where you stay, what is the kind of engagement that is going on between the hospital and the contractors to this project quickly?
I think that relationship is there, where that they will continue to expedite action on the so that it will be completed in time. To help in so many ways, like the referrals will be limited, and most of our help is attended to here. So I believe we are working hand in hand with this thing come to a fruitful.
Indeed, I've seen that the of ISA has joined President Akufo-Addo here on the grounds for the purposes of the inspection which is ongoing. So the project consultants are now not only briefing President Akufo-Addo, but they are also briefing the chief of the area. He also gets first-hand information as far as this project is concerned, so that whilst President Akufo ISA and goes back to Accra to continue his work, the chief, who obvious some kind of attachment to his people, being the chief of the area, will be in touch with the project consultants to ensure that the project is executed. And so this is a production of the Ministry of Information, and we knew a live coverage of President Akufo-Addo's stopover at the ISA version of the Agenda 111 project. So ISA is one of districts in the Upper West region which is benefiting from the 111 project. Yesterday, we went to Lambusie, where President Akufo-Addo got a briefing of the state of the Lambusie version. I can see that President Akufo-Addo's ended, and the chief who came to join Mr. President for this briefing is also departing. President Akufo-Addo is now making his way back his vehicle so that he can leave this premises and go all the way to Kaleo. Kaleo is about, let's say, about an hour from here in Isa. There, President Akufo-Addo is going to be commissioning the Kaleo solar power project, the most important project we are told that has taken place in real time, and President Akufo-Addo is heading there. I'm being now by the DC for the Issa district. Is that correct?
Yes, the district is the Fiema Busie Issa.
Yes. Please tell us your name.
My name is Imoro Sanda.
So, Imoro Sanda, thank you very much for joining us. You were part of the president. What did you hear the project consultants telling Mr. President?
Project consultant was very assuring with respect to the completion of the project. For me, that is the most important. He said even though they are a bit behind schedule, they are on track, how they will catch up with the percentage lost. And for me, its explanation, I bought into it.
What did Akufo-Addo say in response to what he was told?
He was also happy by the assurance the contractor gave, and he also reiterated the point that government is very serious about these Agenda 111 projects going to sleep by provide the needed resources to resource the contract the projects on schedule.
I see that the chief of the area joined.
The permanent chief of the Issa joined the inspection of the project.
If you give his name to us.
He is Na Yelukuan the second.
Okay. So he joined the briefing. Did he also express any?
This chief, this is not the first time he even came here. When this project started, I quite remember one of our General Assembly meetings. He joined me together with our inspection. And all he said is that this project is very dear to the Issa people. Don't forget, prior to coming into office by the MP in 2017, this district had neither a district hospital, and all the federal cases were either to Nedoli or to. In 2019, when we upgraded the then Issa, actually downgraded to a church compound, to a polyclinic status. God being so one of the Agenda 111. And so the chief and the people of the Fiema Busie Issa in general are very happy with this project. It is that I have to join the president to inspect this project.
Indeed, Kwekuso we will see for the area, and he's also been telling us the briefing the president joined by the chief, and then also subsequently expectations are. All right, so apart from quickly, just to engage you before we exit, from this particular project which is taking place here, Agenda 111, are there others of concern that are taking place here in the Issa district?
Yes, with regards to health, and if you care to know that this has initiated another project to upgrade the center into a polyclinic. The same thing can be said about Kajukiri Health Center. Number of projects which are ongoing, and the plans is that to upgrade these health centers to polyclinics. We've not forgotten of the Fiang and that of Busie. Besides that, the district assembly and the government, we're still working on providing all other infrastructure that you need to improve health. The district had no health insurance office on its own. An extra modern health insurance office complex in Issa is about 95% complete. By 2-3 months' time, we will establish a health insurance office here, so that people can go there, can renew their cars within the district, so that they don't have to travel outside. And so, delivery system, this government has done its best.
For your thoughts. Thank you very much, the DC. So this has been our coverage here at the Issa district, where President Akufo-Addo came to inspect the Agenda 111 project, which is ongoing here at the Issa district. We are told that the project is delayed a little. However, there are assurances from the project consultants that the project will be executed in time. My name is Robert Fossasari. I'll hand over back to Kweku in our studios as we move to Khalil for the commissioning of the Kalio, for the commissioning of the Kalio solar power project. So, Kweku, over to you.
All right, thank you very much, Wilberforce Asare, live from the ISA community, where President Akufo-Addo has just inspected the work ongoing there on the Agenda 111 hospital project. And as you did hear from Wilberforce Asare, the President and his delegation are now heading to Kalio for the commissioning of the Kalio solar power plant, which is also in the Upper West region. Just to give you a little bit of a background to that project. So the solar power plant is a 13 megawatt plant, which is in the Nadole Kalio district of the Upper West region, and it will provide power to some 32 households. So that's a big deal for the region, and we will be there to bring you more once the President arrives at the scene to commission the project. You're watching our special coverage of the President's regional tours, a production by the Ministry of Information, live from Accra. But we are with you with the President in the Upper West region. Later on this week, we'll move to the Savannah region, where the President will wrap up his tour for the week. You're watching us live on GTV, Metro TV, City TV, Adum TV, Netu TV, Wezo TV, and of course Wuntumi TV, and you are also listening to us on Asase Radio. You've been watching us on the Facebook page of the Ministry of Information. We will go for a break. When we come back, we'll be live in Kalio, where President Akufo-Addo will be commissioning the solar power plant. Do stay with us. My name is Kwaku Obienje. We'll be back with a Kalio special coverage.
Your Excellency, you are welcome to the National Information Contact Center. Our staff are at post. The Honorable Minister is here. I'd like to hand over to the Honorable Minister to welcome you once again and to take you through what is happening here. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.